This passport used to be more valuable than any other passport in the world. But this week, at the hands not of a foreign power but our own, it's suddenly worthless. If you've ever opened up your passport to the front page, it requests, and have a read yourself, I quote, "Allow the bearer an Australian citizen to pass freely without let or hindrance and to afford him or her every assistance and protection of which he or she may stand in need." There's no conditions attached to this declaration in the name of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. There's certainly no mention of, unless you've been to India lately. And I reckon we can be pretty sure that when it says pass freely, it includes letting the holder of the passport back home, especially in a time that he or she is likely in need of assistance and protection, maybe even from coronavirus. So how the heck does the Australian government believe that they have the power to make it illegal, threatening massive fines and even jail for any fellow Aussie who dares to use this document to return home? I'll tell you how. It's because of those of you who allowed them to trample on our fundamental human rights for the past 14 months. This didn't happen overnight. You let the state and federal government strip us of everything. You allowed the media to scare you into believing that all of this was for our own good. But today, the mainstream media and their collaborators are suddenly declaring this Indian ban as a return of the White Australia policy, which is laughable because their hero just next door imposed the exact same ban on New Zealand citizens only a month ago.
I'm announcing that we are temporarily suspending entry into New Zealand for travellers from India.
Why have you all been so quiet about Jacinda Ardern? Is your hero a white supremacist or a racist for it? Of course not. Her policies throughout this pandemic have been shocking, authoritarian, and undemocratic, but not bigoted. So let's be clear, it's a horrific policy, not a racist one, just a disgraceful one. Just as outrageous as when Daniel Andrews stopped Victorians from being able to return home from their holidays in New South Wales during their outbreak in January.
What that means is that nobody who's from those parts of Sydney, Greater Sydney, or have visited that part of Greater Sydney will be allowed to travel back to Melbourne or any part of Victoria.
The point is, consistency matters. Suppose you stand for human rights, especially of your own citizens. In that case, you must stand for it unconditionally, always. No matter what side of politics is trampling on it or when it suddenly matters to the mainstream media. If you agree that this report is important, make sure to like, comment and share, because the mainstream media is not telling the other side of the story. And guess what? Big tech is trying to censor us, stop you from hearing the truth. So make sure to go to theyaminireport.com and sign up. That way, no matter where we get deplatformed, you can hear the other side of the story. And I know you are looking at my top once again, so make sure to head over to rebelstore.com.au, get yourself some of the merchandise and support your favourite news network.